हरिः कर्ता।
Okay, our plot is ready using pyplot, using the pyplot and then a plot method. Absolutely fine. It's very simple and very quick. And but how to format this? Say just a simple an x-axis and y-axis and a 2D line doesn't make any sense until unless if you add a labels and lot of other stuff. So that's why for that we require a formatting. So how do you do that? So that's what we'll be looking into now. So formatting the style of your plot. For every x comma y pair of arguments, there is an optional third argument which is the format string that indicates the color and line type of the plot. The letters and symbols of the format string are from MATLAB, and you concatenate a color string with a line style string. So the default format string is B hyphen, so which is a solid blue line. Let's take one example so that we can have a clear cut understanding about the same thing now. So there's one formatting the style of our plot. So to plot the same one, whatever we have drawn here, the same one. If you want to plot with a red circle, so how will we do that? So let me go with the PLT. That's the collection of different methods. And now let me take the PLT. In that, I'll go for the plot. And what I'll do, okay, in spite of it, I'll just copy paste the same thing. And I'll add one more argument to it. Simple. And this is our first argument, two arguments, that's x comma y. Now I will add a third argument. I'll say row. It's a row. Okay, and let me execute and see. That's it. Here is that points. So these points, in spite of connecting through line, because this is a default one 2D, but here in spite of connecting with the line, now it's the points are mapped in the same coordinates. So now let's add few more details to it. So PLT, I'll go with the axis, and now I'm gonna, the first one I think we'll be doing the modification to our axis. So I'll take the list of 0 comma 6 comma 0 comma 20, and yep, here we got it. So 0 to 6 is your x-axis and 0 to 20 is your y-axis. That's it. Your both coordinates are done. The limits are given. So the limits for x-axis is 0 comma 6, and for the limits for y-axis is 0 to 20. So now you got the origin, that's 0, and all the points has been plotted inside the space, axis space. And let's just to close it, we'll use this plt.show and execute it, and that's it. It's ready. So this is how we style our plot. And similarly we can make a few more things. Let's do that. So see, the if you want to get the more information, and if you want to use more functions, you can get the plot, you can go to the plot documentation. So this is our plot documentation, matplotlib.pyplot.plot, and this is what a matplot plot argument consists of: x, y, and scale x, scale y, and data and quarks. Huge amount of stuff. Okay, this is a call signatures normally, and it's more about that. And if you want to label it, plotting the labels, this is the way. Plotting multiple sets of data, this is the way. Okay, you can just go through it, but let's continue with our stuff now. Getting back to our yeah, got back. So this actually, if you see, the access function consists of different methods such as xmin, xmax, ymin, ymax, and specifies, like, even you can use that attributes to basically format your x-axis and y-axis. So that's another way of doing it. It's not a big deal. So if matplotlib was limited to working with lists, it would be fairly useless for numeric processing. So generally you will use the numpy arrays. In fact, all sequences are converted to numpy arrays internally. So the example we will be looking into is nothing but, so it consists of a lines with different format styles in one function called using arrays. That's what we'll be looking. So let's take, we require numpy. Also import numpy as np here. So our np is ready. So now what I'm going to do is, we will create a data. Let's create an evenly sampled time at 200 millisecond intervals. So t is equals to np dot a range. It's 0.0. I'll simply put 0 point, and then till 5 point. Then I want to make it into 0.2 fractions. How many ever points of fractions that come, it's fine. So I want to break this 0 to 5 into different 0.2 fractions. And if you want to check, let me print t also. Yeah, you got it. This is our data. From 0 we got 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, 1.1, finally till 4.8. Okay, let me remove this now. Now let's add red dashes, so blue squares. This is what our objective. Blue squares and green triangles. To do that, what we have to do, it's pretty simple. We have to take the plt, the lab collection, and then out of that I'll go for the plot method. And inside the plot method, so x is t, and we have y data, that's also t. And after that, r double r hyphen hyphen, so one I want it as that. And second one, this is one. So one plot. Okay, first let me plot this one. You got it. Straight line which is dashed. Okay, you can see the difference between the first module that we have worked and the second module. In the first module we mostly worked on the subplots and a bit of complicated things, like we have created an object, and using that objects, it's like object oriented style. Using that object we have modified, formatted, and we have seen a lot of concepts as there. But now there also we used pyplot as plt, but the approach was completely different. Here we are using a plot method, and using the plot method we are handling, but that to in single plot, not on subplots. So there we mostly worked on the canvas, and then in that canvas we have made a lot of subplots, but here we're working on a single plot and more. So then I will add one more t, and this time it's a t square. It's y is equals to x square such, and then I'm gonna go with ps. Next we have another t and t cube, and this time I'm gonna go with, yeah. Oh, that's it. Let me execute it. T plt tt, this is okay. T square is t cube, t power 3, and g. So somewhere invalid syntax, perhaps you've got you forgot a comma. uh, but where is that? Okay, here we forgot the comma. Yep, it's done, it's ready, it's all set. This is your straight line, then you got the blue rectangles, then you got the then you got the green triangles. So it's all set, and it's pretty simple. Yep, that's it.